Good evening, viewers. We have today the renowned advocate, Dr. MR Venkatesh, in our midst. He is very popular on Arnab Goswami's panels. Dr. Venkatesh is at best senior partner of Agastya Legal. He is based in New Delhi, practicing criminal laws, economic offenses, and serious financial frauds. He is an acknowledged expert in the field of anti-money laundering laws, anti-black money laws, direct taxes, and related regulations. Welcome to our show, MR.
Namaste, namaste.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we move ahead to the interview on SSR, I would like to brief the viewers on the latest news on the Mahavikas Aghadi attack on Republic TV. In a surprising twist, the tables have turned now, with Republic TV Arnab Goswami going to sue Paramveer Singh for rupees 200 crores in damages after the Mumbai police and Maharashtra government lawyer today in the Bombay High Court admitted that Republic is not named in the FIR in the TRP case, which reveals Paramveer Singh in a very pathetic light. He lied, and he has to now face the consequences. It also clearly revealed that Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray wanted to destroy Arnab completely using the state machinery for this hit job. Nothing more than a criminal act by a state government. In a sting operation conducted by Republic, a congressman was seen clearly stating that the mastermind behind all this is Sharad Pawar and that he runs the administration today. As you all know, Maharashtra is ruled by a three-party alliance, which is the Mahavikas Aghadi. The congressman also said, if Pawarji says that no cases should be registered, then nothing will happen because you consider him a senior figure who has a major contribution in the alliance. The past few months have witnessed a relentless string of incidents wherein Republic has been the focus of a clear, sustained and malicious campaign. Court cases, physical attacks, diktats to cable operators to not telecast Republic media networks on their channels have been launched amid Republic's unwavering attempt to investigate the Palghar lynching, the Sushant case, and other many cases. We'll first begin with the Sushant case and the kind of financial frauds that would have happened when he was alive. When the CBI entered the fray, the first of the three federal agencies that started work, it was the Enforcement Directorate that stepped in, and they were very swift in investigating people who were a part of the companies that involved Sushant, Riya, and her brother Shawik, which then went on to reveal several links with Quan Talent Agency and Cornerstone. Now, MR, can you explain why the ED took over the investigation in the initial stages before the CBI and NCB entered the scene?
Okay. Now, it's a complex question.
Yeah.
And it is like saying that why did Vishwanath Anand play a Queen's Gambit in the game against somebody else and not the same set of moves, opening moves with, say, somebody else? Now, first thing you should understand, to start an investigation, you require an FIR under the ED and the PMLA.
Yes. Yeah.
The ED directly does not start any investigation. There must be an offense, which is an IPC offense or some other offense, which are called scheduled offense. Only when these offenses are done or committed or alleged to be committed, ED steps in to see whether there is money laundering. For example, if there is a pickpocket and there is an FIR, ED cannot step in. Yeah. But if there is going to be a stock market scam or a 420 bank scam, then the law says ED can step in. So not every FIR leads to particular action by the ED.
Yes.
Now, in this case, the CBI could not register the FIR till the Supreme Court actually asked it to do it somewhere in the month of August, second week or third week.
Yes.
And before that, the FIR was registered by the Bihar police. And between that, the ED stepped in. ED stepped in after the Bihar police actually registered the FIR, not before that. But the case came to the CBI only after the Supreme Court gave an order. So in sequence, now Bihar police is out of the picture. Mumbai police obviously did not want to enter the picture. And ED started it. Now, why did ED start? There is no hard and fast rule that ED should wait, ED should not wait, or CBI should first do it. All that the law says is that ED must start an investigation based on an FIR.
Yeah.
The FIR must allege financial fraud, which are scheduled offences. The Bihar police FIR did mention about certain sections in the IPC, which was allowing ED to start an investigation.
Yeah.
Now, this happened somewhere in the month of August, September, October. We are now 60, 70 days into the ED investigation.
Yes.
And till date, ED has been type-clipped because it is waiting for CBI to conduct the complete investigation.
Yes.
Probably they are ready with their charge sheet. They are not ready with the charge sheet. I'm not in the know of what is happening. But I will guess only this much, that till CBI completes its investigation, ED will not make a fool of itself by filing a charge sheet, because if CBI does not file a charge sheet, then the whole case will come to a nullity. So what CBI does is very important. So till CBI completes its investigation, ED will be well within its rights to hold its sources.
The next question is, Emma, there is a clear money link between the underworld that controls Bollywood, the ad field, and many other organizations, and the nexus between the politicians and Mumbai police. And it is this link that is destroying our country, our people, our culture. Can you express, tell us your thoughts on this kind of nexus?
See, ideally, Bollywood should move away from Bombay into some other place. It has gotten too big for Bombay, and Bombay has gotten too rotten for Bollywood. That's the truth of the matter. However much we may try to package it, the truth of the matter is each one feeds to the other. And it is no more drugs in Bombay. If you take drugs and you are a celebrity, I have no issues. Drugs, mafia, police, celebrity, actors, then you have underworld, you have politicians, you have so many other people, big industrialists also. There are many industrialists who are party to it. Then financiers who are linked to the stock market, police who are linked to several other security apparatus. So each one is it's like a spaghetti bowl. You don't know where a train of
one starts and one ends.
Starts and where it ends. So each one feeds on to the other. So it has become a very, very difficult, complex situation. And this was happening for the last 30 years. And to be very frank, BJP was in power 5 years back, from 2015 to 2019, and could do very precious little to destabilize it. In fact, everybody wants to co-opt the entire system and to be seen on the right side of the system. Nobody wants to take on the system for whatever reason. Bombay has got that ability to do like what Agastya did, Vatapi Jirno Bhava. So they will eat something and they will swallow and they will digest instantaneously. So that ability of Bombay is telling. So BJP also played footsie to this system and did not take on the system. They wanted that system to continue. So so it co-opts everybody. Politicians across party lines. So you should not think that this politician is involved or that politician is involved. In your introductory speech, you did talk about Sharad Pawar. But Sharad Pawar knows, well, this government has given him the Padma Vibhushan. That's the second highest civilian award. So people do talk disparagingly about Sharad Pawar. I do accept, I am not a great fan of Sharad Pawar. But having said that, the BJP government has given him just short of Bharat Ratna, and probably some people have got also a Bharat Ratna. So that is the level to which there is a bonhomie amongst politicians across the political spectrum. So to blame Sharad Pawar or anybody is wrong. The system has to be taken on. That is what probably Arnab is doing. What the biggest fault of Arnab is, he is fighting a multi-pronged war. Across the spectrum. He's taking on the media. He's taking on the underworld. He's taking on
Bollywood.
He's taking on Bollywood. He's taking on the druggie lords, and he's taking on the police. He's taking on the politician. He's taking on fellow journalists. So
his own colleagues.
He is like Abhimanyu surrounded by 16 great warriors on all sides. So that, or seven actually, Abhimanyu was surrounded by 7 great warriors. So this is the problem that we are facing today. Anybody who is opposed to the system, and that is why, despite all his shortcomings, I feel Arnab is doing a great service for this country. And I told him also, and I told it live also on a channel. It is no more your war. It is a war of the country. Yeah, and your mission has swallowed you. In the sense, you are nobody compared to what the war you are fighting. You have outgrown yourself. So you cannot stop this war. You cannot stop this battle.
Yes.
This battle has to be actually done. Unfortunately, I'm seeing that people in this war are taking neutral positions. A lot of us are taking neutral positions.
Yes. Yeah.
Playing safe. And, there was a very senior person whom I don't want to name now, who told me this. When the war with Rama and Ravana was reaching its climax, the Gandharvas, the Devas, the Munis, Rishis, all people came and they started saying Jai Ho, without telling Kiski Jai Ho. So till Rama shot down Ravana, and Ravana himself considered by throwing the towel and saying Jai Shri Ram, then only people said Jai Shri Ram. So till such time, our people always
were not aware.
They tend to play safe and hedge themselves. This is not the time.
In fact, MR, here I'll just interrupt you. See, some things that you said are very, very true, because you talked about Sharad Pawar. There's sort of a connection that they have with the other parties as well. See, there are also, you'll be surprised that there are some politicians who are so closely linked with the Bollywood people, who are they know they're doing a lot of crime, and yet supporting them openly. So what happens is the public gets even more angry, because see, if they are in the ruling party and they do not expose these crimes, then where is the public going to get justice if they want any kind of justice?
In fact, one dimension which we have never talked about in public, and I will make it bold. Don't get me wrong. There is a huge flesh trade that goes on.
Yes, exactly. That's what I hinted.
Along with Bollywood, which probably, so I don't mind if people, two consulting adults, do what they want in the closed side of the bedroom. But unfortunately, there is a huge racket out there which pushes people into flesh trade, and there is too much of flesh trade that is exported from this country also, which everybody knows. It is not that the agencies don't know. It is not. It is not that NCB knew about druggies in Bombay and drug trade in Bombay only after Riya Chakrabarti got arrested. Everybody knows in Bombay you have to go to a side gully and you have to ask for maal hai kya, and aapko mil jayega. So it is not something. And suddenly, to say that I didn't know about this and I got it from Riya Chakrabarti's WhatsApp chat, Deepika Padukone's WhatsApp chat. It's juvenile to say.
Childish.
Juvenile. So you may say that, okay, I didn't know she did it on 11th October 2014 at 11 p.m. Probably that fact we don't know. But everybody knows that drugs are freely flowing in Bombay, especially in Bollywood, in industry circles, in celebrity circles. Every other party has this drug dimension, and flesh trade. More important than drugs is flesh trade, which nobody speaks.
See, in fact, MR, I just interrupt you here. See, one of the reasons why Sushant was killed is also because of this flesh trade. It has been, people have hinted at this, and he was, compiling all the proof and evidence to bring it together, because he was an eyewitness. And he wanted to bring all this in a press conference, just like Sunanda Pushkar was going to do it. And that's how they, sort of killed him. That's it. Yeah. So that link is there.
See, I would say the other way around. Till CBI comes with its investigation, I will not second this what. But as you said, at this point in time, what we are talking about is absolutely what is there in the public domain. What are things in the public domain, and I will only react to that, because being a trained lawyer, we always a smallest of detail can overturn the best of evidences. At this point in time, we know that two people, Disha Salian and Sushant Singh, died within 3-4 days of each other in the mysterious circumstances. Now, both of them are alleged to have committed suicide. Now, Disha, it's very strange, though I don't rule it out. But when we do the psychoanalysis of people who commit suicide, we tend to see that they withdraw. They send messages asking for help. It could be somebody who says in their Twitter that I'm fed up with life, or I'm frustrated.
Some hints are given.
Some sort of a withdrawal symptom from the entire society. But Disha Salian goes to a party at 8 p.m. and then commits suicide at 1:30. AM, something around that time, well past midnight. Now, you don't go to a party and say that the wine is not tasting to your meeting your palate, and you go home and commit suicide. There's a very frivolous thing. So there is something deep that happened in that party, which probably ensured that she committed suicide. Now, I don't want to be, I know children will be watching, so I don't want to go into some gory details of your program. So I will hold my horses as to what could have been probably prompted. But a young woman of 20s committing suicide always has a dimension of physical assault. So that dimension has still not come in. The second thing, till date, we do not know the post-mortem report of Disha Salian. We do not know what actually happened and why she, how she killed herself, if at all she has committed suicide. People say that she threw herself from the 14th floor. Fair enough. If she threw it from a 14th floor, that should have created a huge noise. That should have created a
lot of blood as well.
There must be some sort of a flutter in the night. When a coconut breaks from a tree and falls in the ground, it creates a huge thud, and we all wake up. But when a body 55 kilo, 50 kilo women throws herself from the 14th floor, it's surely going to create a huge thud. People are going to come. Body will not be in a proper shape. Your skull or other part of the body will definitely get crushed. But we have not yet seen the report. And more importantly, in a show with Arnab Goswami a couple of Sundays back, one expert who claimed to have looked into the postmortem report says that she was brought to the postmortem table naked. That's very uncomforting, and we do not know why people should throw herself out
without clothes.
Without clothes. So these are all something, and of course her boyfriend or fiance, whoever was he in that flat, he was there in the flat, and he has not been questioned, and he has been allowed to move around. Neither the CBI nor the Mumbai police seem to, at least in the public domain, there is no such information. Likewise, Sandeep Singh, who actually has filed a case against Arnab Goswami for 200 crores. He's also a chap who has not been called for any investigation by Mumbai police first and also by the CBI. So it's very, very surprising that you start the investigation only with these two chaps, because they were there in the place, and they were the people who actually held the body, the final stages. They actually went to the crematorium, they went to the postmortem site. So they were the people who were in the last hours, at least after the death, they were involved. So I would have thought that this is how investigation should have started. But having said that, CBI has its own, as I said in the opening
way of dealing with it.
Anand doesn't play the same gambit every time. He will play different gambits in different situations. So CBI will have its own method and madness. So let us leave it at that. But I would also urge one thing here, that there is a huge political dimension to these two investigations. Not the murders, but at least the investigations. There are wheels within wheels and deals within wheels. So as somebody who is very concerned about the state of affairs in the city of Mumbai, I would only pray and believe that the investigation, I don't want anybody to be hanged without evidence, or something should happen just for the sake of titillating me or anybody else. But at the same time, I want it to be a fair and square investigation. And I'm slightly discomforted at this point in time, because that CBI has not given me that type of assurance. I'm not seeing the type of movement. And money laundering should be the last priority. Today, first thing is to establish whether both the deaths are linked, and if so, both the deaths are natural or unnatural. If they committed suicide, what was the reason? And if somebody drove them to commit suicide. Two people committing suicide linked to each other professionally within days of each other is something very discomforting.
See, there's a question by Abhishek Kumar. He says, no media is highlighting the nail penetration marks on his neck, which are very much noticeable. I hope, man, do talk about this. So he's talking about the very much evident marks on Sushant's neck.
See,
why are people
I appreciate these questions. See, with the photographs being seen in some channels, and commenting upon this is slightly dangerous, Sir, for a simple reason that you don't get the pixels right, you don't get the angle right. These are left to the forensic experts, and a small change in the angle can change the entire narration. Forensics is a very, very difficult and a different subject. Let us not casually say that this could be the possibility arising from a photograph. Though I respect your view, yes, that has to be seen. I'm not saying it should not be seen, but conclusion should be done only by experts. This is where I think Cooper Hospital, probably in my view, goofed up big time by not even coming to a conclusion about the time of the death. Unless that is established, you cannot establish the other circumstantial evidences, like who went into the building, who were all in that area by probably taking the coordinates on the cell phone towers. All those things will be very difficult to actually establish. So till that time is established, everything else will be dodgy. I only pray and wish that AIMS is able to establish the time. If the time is not established, I think this will be another Arushi Talwar case where I can speculate about who came and who killed, unless there is some overwhelming evidence that is brought about. Otherwise, I think this will go the Arushi Talwar way.
Do you think, Emma, that the roots of the problem like money laundering and the spread of black money is the root of all this, and whether demonetization had a big effect on the people who were involved in these sort of activities?
Yeah, see, when I started my practice as a chartered accountant, probably 1992, 93, I met a gentleman. And I was supposed to draft something for him. So as a youngster, you're very enthusiastic. You got your first client and you start drafting something. And I gave it to him and told him, sir, this is what you have to look into it. And please look into it and let us sign. He told me very interesting, one thing that has stood in good stead right through my life. He said something in Tamil, I will then translate it into English. He said, Yogyanku ayogyanku eluthu thevayillai. Meaning, one who is honest, you don't need in writing. One who is dishonest, you don't require in writing. Okay. Meaning that honest fellow will somehow or the other adhere if he has given you a promise. The dishonest fellow will, even if he is signed, he is going to wriggle out of the contract. So what is this written thing all about? So it is only for people who have a wavering mind. Likewise, we middle class have it's a very beautiful advice given by he was not highly educated, but it has stood in good stead. Now, let us take our case on black money, demonetization. Day before yesterday, one lawyer was raided in Delhi and he had some 150 crores of cash, some mind-boggling amount. Very obscene in the sense, it makes me shiver that somebody holds cash of that nature. See, if I draw a lakh or two from office for office expenses and keep it in my pocket, I feel very nervous. Carrying cash is so difficult and so very, it puts you in a pressure cooker. But these guys are carrying hundreds of crores in their house, and this has happened after demonetization. Why this is happening is, if you recall, demonetization happened on 8th November 2016. On 1st November 2016, the Benami law was introduced. And Benami law has now run almost 4 years. Now, 1st November 2020 is just a couple of days away. So, I can ask you a question. How much Benami assets have been confiscated by Government of India in the last 4 years? I filed an RTI. And I found out, to my horror, it was zero. After 4 years, Government of India could not confiscate a single paisa. And this is a week later, they had demonetization. Now, this is the text. Now, let me go to a larger text. This is subtext. Let me go to the larger text. What I feel, Narendra Modi government has got brilliant ideas. Okay. It is like having a nuclear bomb. Okay. Fantastic bombs. Bombs after bombs it has created. But it doesn't have a missile to deliver. So all the bombs get exploded in the backyard. So you have demonetization, but you didn't have officers who will carry out demonetization. You brought in Black Money Act, you didn't know how to carry it out. You brought Benami law, you didn't have officers to carry it out. You don't have ministers who look at it very seriously. You don't have ministers who understand the law. You don't have people who carry it out and, think that this is a very serious legislation. Of course, spokespersons come and talk in the TV that they have a wonderful law. And frankly, we from outside also say this is a wonderful law. But whether the cow has yielded the milk, that is a final
that is the main test.
Test. You find that it is an abject failure. So you see, think the type of narratives that are built about Namami Gange. Nobody talks about it. I don't know who is the minister also. And last 6-8 months, nobody has talked about it. Skill India. Skill India has complete Make in India. All these have died a natural death and they were given a respected or disrespectful burial. We don't know what has happened to these programs. Smart City. See, Bangalore, if you come or to Chennai, I have not seen or go to any major city, Bombay, Delhi, Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Chandigarh, Calcutta. Not a square inch of, smart city. Where has this money gone? So, point I'm making is that probably Narendra Modi can bring about wonderful schemes, ideas, and there has to be ministers with missionary zeal who take care of it. And then there must be follow-up with the party to see that these are being followed up. There must be a backup mechanism which ensures the Prime Minister to monitor this. Unfortunately, I guess this is a government by the PowerPoint. So everything in the once it is loaded in the PowerPoint, people believe that Ganga is clean. If there is something in the PowerPoint, they think so many low-cost housing has been done. So this is a government that believes only in PowerPoint, not in feedback mechanism. And I'm sorry to say that the party is also in a moribund state. He does not want to give this feedback, honest feedback to the Prime Minister, that there are certain lacunas in terms of delivery. Yes, on certain things they have done fantastically well. Like gas, it has reached, cylinders have reached nook and corner. Like they have banked the unbanked 30 crore people, they have definitely done it. So there are been certain areas where they have definitely delivered. But there are certain macro level areas which, delivering gas is easier. Gas cylinder is very easy because you have been, Congress has been using the same mechanism since 90s. But what is the change that we want? We want the Black Money Act. We want the Benami law. To deliver this, he requires greater intellectual firepower. I'm sorry. I think Narendra Modi is watching this program and he's not happy with what I'm saying. So that is why I'm coughing. Okay. Now, as far as I'm seeing this.
Okay, before you continue, MR, can I just ask you a question? See, why is the present government not open to criticism in a healthy manner? See, people want to give their feedback. Why are they not taking criticism? Why are they shutting, that line?
See, I have only one psychological answer for it, though I have not done a great... this crosses my mind very often. The only answer I can see is that for the first time, we are having a Hindu government of some sort in the last 400, 500 years. In some after Shivaji Maharaj, I think this must be the first government which is truly and well and truly a nationalist government. We still don't have agenda on several aspects. We still don't have a macroeconomic agenda. What should be the role of, say, RBI? We still continue with the 1934 Act of RBI. We don't know what the RBI should do, what the RBI should not do. And you ask anybody in the BJP spokesperson or any intellectuals within the BJP, they simply seem to suggest that I will replace X with Z or Y with Z. And they assume that things will be automatically settled. It is not personality based. There are certain structural issue based problems that the country is facing that cannot be settled or solved by replacing twiddly-dum with twiddly-dee.
Yes.
It has to be a structural rule-based change that we have to do. Tell me one structural rule-based change that the BJP has talked about and implemented. Both. You have to not see, I understand black money is something big, but black money we should have. And if you go back to 2014 or 2013, people like me were doing a huge war dance in the rooftop that black money ko lana hai, this you should do, that you should do. Okay, and there are trillions of dollars outside India. We have so much of accounts, we must be having so much of money outside. Now, people are asking now, how much crores of money or millions of dollars have you brought from outside? Yes, we passed the black money law, but did we implement the law? Yes, we have issued some show cause notice here, there, somewhere, and probably what I'm seeing is some poor fellow who has kept some $25 outside and has forgotten about it. He is getting a notice. I'm not saying that people are not getting notices. People are getting notices. But where is the big picture? Where are the big launderers, big people who have taken away money? And why have we not gone after them? Yeah, this is the issue.
And those names should also be exposed once they are brought to the front, isn't it?
See, let me tell you, in 2011-12, I may be wrong by a here and there. There was a report when Advaniji was the president. This report was chaired by Mr. Gurumurthy, and he had Mr. Ajit Doval, Mr. Mahesh Jetmalani, and Professor R. Vaidyanathan of IIM talking about the black money outside India. And their core focus in that report was based on Schweizer Illustrated, which showed that Sonia Gandhi had around $2 billion of Swiss francs in a bank in Switzerland in the 90s. Now, when the report was released, the next day, Mr. Advani apologized to Sonia Gandhi, saying that I'm sorry about really having done this report. Or whatever was the contents of the report. I'm not going into the semantics, but I am talking about something very serious here, that when the party makes such a huge report and takes a U-turn the next day and apologizes and says, sorry, galti ho gayi hai, or even taking your name, I think there is something fundamentally wrong in our fight on black money. Today, no BJP leader talks about black money, corruption, taking action on those who are corrupt. All this is well and truly forgotten. People think that everything is honky-dory. Now milk and honey are flowing in the government offices. Nobody takes bribes. Nobody gives bribes. It is all Ram Rajya. Sorry to say, bribes do exist. Bribes are taken. Bribes are happening. And it is business as usual. Though probably in the name of the Prime Minister, in the name of the ministers, people don't take bribe. But bribe does exist, and it exists in substantial measure. But worst thing is that we are not taking action on those who have looted this country, which is the singular promise that was made by Narendra Modi in the year 2014. And that I am still awaiting the day of judgment, though I believe one day or the other he will deliver. I still believe he will deliver.
Okay, going to the next point. A few days back, ED carried out searches at 4 locations linked to Dinesh Vijan. He is one of the top film production houses in Bollywood, in connection with its probe in the money laundering angle in the SSR case. An ED source said that they were currently, the agency is carrying out searches in 4 locations linked to Vijan. Emma, does this mean that not only the top 7 major Bollywood production homes that banned Sushant from signing movies, many more houses are directly involved in money laundering?
See, movies by their very nature, I don't want to be specific because I'm into this subject as a counsel for several people. Including I was for the department for some time. So this subject has been passionate for me, and I can see that this movie by itself, movie making by itself, lends itself as a vehicle for money laundering. There are certain things which lend by itself, and movie making is one of them. What is interesting is that the same thing is also happening in Tamil movies also. Tamil movies also has the same, is inflicted by the same scourge. And I think what they now call, I didn't know this, but they now say it is sandalwood for Kannada movies. I learned it one day very recently. So I'm proud
and
to use the word,
and Mollywood for Kerala also.
Kerala,
Mollywood for Kerala.
All these have become some sort of vehicle for laundering, and including if you see the movies of 60s, 70s, 80s in Tamil, you will see if this is the actor, this will be the financier, and the financier and the actor are closely linked, and the financier is somebody who is a traditional film financier. Now what is happening is newer and newer directors are coming, and newer financiers are coming. Some of these are corporatized. Some of these
Yes.
are controlled again by people like the Marans, and in Tamil Nadu, virtually everything is controlled by the Marans. And how they pump in money, how they do it, is all has been speculated and has been debated in higher circles, intellectual circles. But and there are certain well-meaning officers who discuss this with us. It is not that the department doesn't know, or department is not in the know. But somewhere all these things need to be backed by political backing. Now, political backing is lacking, because in this country, you do not know when BJP will align with DMK in the forthcoming elections. So, DMK has to be kept in a state of burner, but it should not be, there will be a coercive action. So everything is a state of, you keep your gas in a particular mode, that the milk is going on, getting hot, but doesn't boil. So you keep everything is done in that manner. So my only, point here is, not only Bollywood, there are several industries like Tamil industry, real estate. These are all export-import also lends itself. Diamond trade, all these lend to money laundering in a massive manner. Unfortunately, intelligence do exist in this country. And some of these are coming back into the country as FDI. Some of these come back as FCRA. Although it has been tightened in the recent days, I would still wait for another 2 years to pass my judgment on how it has actually worked at the ground level. So all these things are now seeing some sort of a churn. But I would like to be more focused. That is why last 1.5 years, I've been making a plea to the government that we need an Economic Intelligence Bureau, EIB, which looks into stock market fall or the rupee rise. Suddenly you find the rupee has rise. Suddenly you find the stock market falling. Suddenly you find urud dal going up by 100 rupees per kg. Suddenly you find onion prices coming down. It is not purely market related. There is a substantial amount of market related activity, but there is also some sort of a hidden hand working on these type of fluctuations and gyrations, which needs to be probed. And unfortunately, we don't have an agency which looks into all these type of gyrations and takes necessary steps. So I would only today also I take this opportunity and through you, to your viewers, make this appeal that we need an Economic Intelligence Bureau.
Yes. Okay. Also, Imar, another point is, see, when we all know that Riya and her family were fleecing Sushant, his bank account was going down at a very fast speed. Why is it so difficult for the ED to, reveal this, because there will be bank statements and things like that. So why is it so difficult for them to reveal this or catch them?
See, supposing I take your bank money out of your account and put it in my account, it is not money laundering. It is simple theft. And I can even say that you gifted to me and they were in a relationship. She can always go back. I'm playing only devil's advocate. I don't know the facts. That will always, and she's also backed by very eminent lawyers, one of the pricey lawyers in Bombay. So they will always say that she was gifted. It was a birthday. It was gifted. So money was transferred. So all sorts of things can be explained.
Up here.
So money laundering is not the biggest thing that I would look at this point in time. Money laundering doesn't fluster me or does not attract my attention as much as the beginning point of all these things. Let us be very clear, is that Disha's death has not yet been debated as much as Sushant's death. Disha's death holds the key to all the further actions that happened or did not happen, including the inaction by the Mumbai police, the botch-up by Mumbai police, or the alleged botch-up by Mumbai police. Then, of course, the way the scene of crime was contaminated. People walked in as if they were on platform 7 of New Delhi railway station and walked out. So there was a lot of things that were happening there. So I am appalled that a police could allow these type of things to happen. The postmortem has been very shoddy. We have all postmortems as per a Supreme Court order has to be videographed. I don't know whether it was done. Now people say it was done in such a dim light that the video has not been done properly. So I don't want to comment about it. But this is what I'm hearing from some of my friends in Mumbai police. So all this put together, if Disha's death is properly investigated and a logical conclusion drawn out of it, My guess, and I'm sure about it, is that you will lead to the correct culprits. Or if there are no culprits, we will at least close the case and say, okay. Then it comes to whether it is between Ria and Sushant, that 10-15 crores which she has taken. That is a matter which is not a public crime. See, we have to look at what is a private crime and what is a public crime. Rampant drug distribution, rampant case of people being murdered because they don't toe a particular line, or they know too much. You silence them using political or police clout. These are things which are far more dangerous. We should focus on this. Rest, it's a private theft. We can always solve it. And that won't be so salacious, I can assure you.
Yeah. Emma said, shall we take some questions from the audience, from the viewers? Yeah?
Okay.
Let's make the screen big. Yeah. So the first question is, can you just give me a question? Make it big. Yeah. क्या सुशांत सिंह राजपूत केस में and Disha Salian case too में government completely transparency और fair justice कर पाएंगे? अगर ऐसा नहीं होगा तो we are too disappointed with the government.
See, you should see what is your definition of government. आपकी परिभाषा में सरकार कौन है? महाराष्ट्र सरकार या केंद्र सरकार? अभी तक जो हो रहा है, अभी तक आप थोड़ा हमको भी थोड़ा निराशा है, लेकिन हम थोड़ा देर के लिए सबर रखें, क्योंकि अभी तक ये जो जांच है अभी तक पूरी नहीं हुई है. जांच जब पूरी हो जाएगी तब हम देखेंगे कि क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ, उसके बाद हम टिप्पणी करेंगे. तब तक के लिए हम थोड़ा शांत बैठेंगे.
Yeah. See, another question, Emma, that is troubling all of them is that why was Ria arrested and then she was released? Okay, and now she's just let to be, and they have no intentions to take her back again. So this has confused a lot of the SSRians. Can you answer that, Emma?
See, an arrest by NCB, prima facie was also troubling me, because to me there was no drugs, and I think they arrested her under 27A or 28A, which are the sections that they used. And I am not a great expert on this narcotics. I don't have any clients on narcotics. Luckily, none of them are getting arrested on drugs. So I read the law, but I have not mastered the law. So the point here is, Minaji, that why she was arrested, whether she was arrested for a particular reason, to camouflage some other activity or some other agency. I would only give the benefit of doubt to them, that probably one of them arrested on the weakest of charges so that somebody else could carry out this particular activity. Let me tell you, in a case involving 2G, CBI asked an innocuous question to an ex-telecom minister when he was about to get up. And what he did was to immediately sit in his car, dial up somebody, and another MP of his same party, a lady MP of his same party, and started discussing about that payment, which CBI innocuously asked, and CBI was hearing that conversation fully to know about it. So agencies have their own method. So we should trust our agencies. There is only one thing which we can't control at this point in time. I know some of the best professionals are in CBI, ED, NCB, and others. NIA. These are all top-class people. Left to themselves, they will do a honest, thorough, professional job. Let us not fear our agencies. They are as good as New York police or London police, whatever you call them. They are as good as that. Only problem is there will be political influence in India where there will not be.
Which is what we are scared of.
Which I can't say at this point in time. And I only pray along with you. And this for me is that there should be no political pressure of any sort, both ways. I don't want somebody to be nailed. I don't want somebody to escape. Both ways, I pray that this must be a pure professional probe. And if that happens, I'm sure CBI and ED and NCB will come to a honest conclusion.
The next question is from Kevin.
Answer, sir. Let us pray. We have to pray only Navratri. Let us pray Ma Durga about it.
The next question is from Kevin Alex. He says the 302 in SSR case is the key to officially expose the drug trade, flesh trade, money laundering, many old scams, and that's why we're getting 302 for SSR case is a big struggle.
302 should happen. And if you recall, some 15 days back, that Siddharth Patani Chappie was supposed to go and give a 164 statement before a magistrate.
Yes.
He was supposed to tell all that. That's what was flashed in several channels. But nothing has happened. Perhaps he has given and people are silent about it. Or he has not given. We don't know. So, as you say very rightly, 302 has to be brought in, pressed, and that will only give a momentum. All that is now happening is abetment to suicide, which is a very big charge, very difficult to prove, and it is a vegetarian charge. In IPC crimes, we talk about vegetarian and non-vegetarian. This is a very vegetarian. This is like eating ghas poos. But if you really want to eat something very strong, like mutton or chicken, you have to definitely go for a 302, and that will only bring some interesting dimension to the case. But CBI cannot, for your pleasure, at your whim, bring 302. Let us be clear. They are to wait for the right time to do it. Having said this, let me also say that 2 months, 2.5 months is fairly a long time. They should have by this time come to some conclusion. Probably they are waiting for the AIMS report, and AIMS report, as you know, is going back and forth. We will wait for it and then we will know about it.
Okay. The next question is from Neha. She says, "Sir, no arrests have been made till now in Sushant's case. So does this mean CBI hasn't found anything worth an arrest so far? How is it possible?"
Madam, I will say something like this. CBI need not arrest. In fact, CBI's best cases are those which they don't arrest. Unlike local police, which arrests at the first instance because they don't know what to do. And so they think that arresting you will, absolve them of several things. So they say that, at least I arrested. So arrest ho gaya. So 40, 50 days, they allow you inside. And, you should understand the law also. If I arrest you today, within 90 days, I don't press for a charge sheet, you are entitled for a bail, automatic bail. It's called a default bail. Now, by 90 days, if they don't get you in, automatically the guy will walk out. And then you bring a charge sheet later on. Now, all those things CBI doesn't do. CBI is the premier investigation agency, not your Lallu Panju Havildar. They are very, very professional. And I work with some of them also. They are very meticulous. They act very slowly, but they are very meticulous. So have the faith on the system also. It is not that you are not watching in a Rajinikanth movie where Rajinikanth comes with a gun and within 15 minutes he solves a case. This cannot happen like that. He has to be, this entire evidence has to be done brick by brick. And believe me, they entered 65, 70 days later. By that time, the Mumbai police had botched it up substantially. That is why I expressed my fear also. That whatever CBI may do, it has to recreate that 60 days authentically that will stand the test in a court of law. If it fails, then the charge sheet fails. So they are going slowly. I still have faith, but I want CBI to also, as somebody asked the question, probably time has come for CBI to move up the, increase the, or what they say, that escalate the FIR into a 302 FIR. And for that, they may perhaps wait for the AIMS report. AIMS perhaps will give a report probably after Bihar elections. They are holding back on Bihar elections because that, Sushant Singh's murder or death has got some connections with the Bihar elections. So probably they are waiting till the counting starts in the Bihar elections, and then AIMS is advised to bring it in for whatever reason. So all these things have to be calculated and seen, and then we will. But let me assure you that the nation's focus is on the Sushant's death, not because of an individual. It is a system versus the people. It is now a people's movement. It is now no more you or me who is involved. All of us are involved. All of us want a cleansing to happen. So believe me, that the momentum will take care of itself.
The next question is from...
Till truth is arrived.
The next question is from Nivedita Trivedi. Ma'am, please address this. Why is there no political will to catch Dawood? This is something even I have wanted to ask you.
Dawood is not your pet dog who is staying in the next door. You go and catch him and bring him.
No, but it's been a long time. It's been a very long time.
And he is in the most hostile of places called Karachi, allegedly, and in Pakistan. So unless a war with Pakistan happens, which we are not prepared at this point in time, I don't know what is the thinking at 8. I don't know whether 9 o'clock there will be some different news. But 8:48, I can tell you that the government of India does not want to do it at this point in time. Probably for a variety of reasons. But this, if it happens, it will be a feather on both Mr. Doval and Narendra Modi's cap. I also personally want this to happen, because he has to come and answer us in the court of law.
Yeah. The next question is from Kalpana Singh. Will there be any action against Mumbai police and Cooper doctors for not working as per the protocol?
Well, yes, there could be a possibility if CBI comes to a conclusion that they did botch up and it was an intentional botch up. I think there is a good chance that including a malicious prosecution or destruction of evidence can be lodged against them. There's a good chance. But let us wait and see what CBI comes to a conclusion. It depends on what CBI concludes.
Yeah. When you talk about CBI like this, MR, how many people are really working on this case? Just to give people an idea.
See, there will be many people. See, there are, I think there are 6 or 8 people who are actually working on this case. A lady inspector was there and a couple of other people were there. But see, CBI doesn't work in these type of silos. It has got several experts who may be there, who may come, forensic experts, foreign team, and people who do, for example, AIMS, who is doing the report on, who is auditing, I would say, on the Cooper Hospital's postmortem report. Will you take it as a part of the CBI team, or will you say that they are separate? They are actually part of the CBI team, and how many doctors? Probably 3-4 doctors are working. Probably somebody is working on coordinating on the forensics, recreating the scene of crime, as they say. Somebody is working on how that who came in at that particular point in time, various time using the cell phone tower data, and they are also looking at. Somebody will be looking at hardcore evidences by people who will be cajoled and asked so many questions to see if they can tell something. Nothing like a direct evidence. Suppose Siddharth Patani comes and says, sir, he was there, and at 12 o'clock he went and shut his bedroom, and I called and I found him to be dead at 2 o'clock. No, that is a direct evidence. That doesn't require much of a corroboration.
So here, so here this lady is asking a question like Nadia Malik. Sir, pertaining to this, sir, can CBI do custodial interrogation for flatmates while we wait for the AIMS report?
Yeah,
so she's talking about Pitani and all.
No, they can do. Why custodial interrogation? CBI doesn't believe in arresting. As I said, CBI's first job is not to arrest and create sensation. In fact, if you look at Chidambaram also, they waited for so many years before they arrested him, because arrest is the last resort of CBI, because CBI doesn't believe in sensationalism, because it's easy to arrest. CBI can go and arrest you, me, anybody. But CBI uses that power very sparingly, only in certain very pressing circumstances. It doesn't do it at a drop of a hat. Now, technically, yes, if they want to do, when they will do, the IO will take a call. You and I cannot, for our 9 p.m. viewership or whatever it is,
convenience.
We can't ask. Investigation must never be tutored or directed by anybody. That is the golden rule. You and I can demand the end result. The end result must be that the investigation must be fair and square, but you must not demand something more.
The next question is from Vijay Kumari Nair. What was the interest in Sushant for all black money, drugs, people specifically? Why was he targeted when there are a lot of people who are richer than Sushant in Bollywood?
Now, it is your presumption that all these people targeted him. Let us wait. The investigations are on. We can't say he was killed by somebody. We don't know whether he committed suicide or whether he was killed by somebody. If he was killed, what was the motive? If the motive, for instance, I'm not saying I'm speculating, just giving you an example. What if it was a motive of somebody who wanted to knock him off because he was trying to get some advertisement or some professional job? He just knocks him off. You should read Shylock Holmes stories. You know, there can be the weirdest of reason, motive for people getting knocked off. It's very easy to allege so-and-so has done it, so-and-so has done it. But it is very difficult to prove in a court of law. So you have to think from the point of view of those whom you allege, as to what evidence you carry to allege that particular charge. And if you are convinced, fair enough, I would agree. But today, the best of agencies don't have, at least they have not brought it in the public domain. What is that they have? So let us wait till the proof gets over.
Another question from Sumita Chakravarti. She says, can actions be taken against Cooper Hospital for a botched autopsy and no videography?
And I have answered this. Let us wait. We don't know whether there was no videography. We don't know whether it was all done in absolute darkness or dim light. Well, let us wait, because CBI has kept several cards close to its chest. So it is waiting for somebody to make a wrong move. Sometimes they wait even months, sometimes even years, then they suddenly act. So don't worry, CBI will do its homework fantastically. I have got full faith in CBI, provided there is no political interference.
Neha has to say, Dr. Sudhir Gupta had gained credibility in Sunanda Pushkar's case. However, in Sushant's case, he has been nothing but an unfortunate episode altogether.
Now, I have not seen anything that Mr. Sudhir Gupta has said, which is closing down
as proof
or evidence, which will stand muster in a court of law, that this was a case of suicide. He has never said anything. He has not given it in writing. Now, certain channels, for their own purpose, for their own internal dynamics and other things, have come out with this particular statement. Now, he has denied it, and he has met Dr. Swami under some compulsion, and he has revealed certain non-confidential parts to Mr. Swami. From where it looks, and from where it from here it appears,
he got it.
He has done a fairly good job. Again, see, the problem with us is we want an answer to our liking, and if the answer is not immediate or to our liking, we tend to dismiss the system. See, we are not a banana republic. We are not in Republic of Pakistan. We need to pride ourselves. Lot needs to be done. I agree with you. But it is not also that you can just, Sudhir Gupta cannot take a pen and say, this is a case of suicide, and go home and sleep, and everybody will say, okay, this is done. Then there are people like Mr. Singh, who is the lawyer for the Sushant's family, who has said that if it is not to our liking, we will take it to the Supreme Court. Again, Supreme Court, which ordered for the probe by CBI, will ask another panel of experts to look into it. Now, see, there are checks and balances in our system. Only problem in our system is, unlike a Rajinikanth movie, which will all be happening in a jiffy, it doesn't happen in a jiffy. It will take time. Please have some patience. Please let the whole thing run its course. Assure you that we will all ensure justice is done.
Question from Anita Christabel Ratnaswamy. Will Deepika, if provided was consuming drugs, will she be arrested? Why there is no punishment in India for people who consume drugs?
The problem with the law is it only penalizes you when you hold drugs, not when you consume drugs. So, so it's a very big question. So we will have to change the law. It is slightly discomforting to know that a celebrity like Deepika, whose father was the best known Bangalorean in the 80s, who would not even endorse Coke and Pepsi. When in his playing days, he would not endorse cola. At that time, probably there was no Pepsi and Coke. There was probably the homemade colas. He would not even endorse them. He would not endorse any product which was synthetic. And I have never seen him endorse any product at all. And he won the All India England Badminton Championship, which is equal to our Wimbledon in badminton in the 1980s.
He was a gentleman.
He was a role model. He was something more than a gentleman. He was a role model for many of us. Now, if his daughter has come to this stage that she admits she has taken a drug or something like that, and that's what the WhatsApp chat suggests, I'm very sorry for it. And but to answer your question, legally, nothing can be done. And all these things, see, please understand, by arresting or putting Deepika behind bars, will your son or your daughter or my son or my daughter be safe? The question is no. We have to look at a larger cleansing exercise. That is what we should do. As civil society, we need to focus on the entire system rather than on individuals. If you talk about Deepika or Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan, we will trivialize ourselves rather than elevate ourselves. Let us elevate ourselves to talk about issues. The issue is drugs. Issue is connection with police, celebrities, politicians, media, lawyers. There are lawyers who work in tandem with this mafia, underworld, real estate. So this is a huge Asura group that is out there. So it is not to be, you cannot just take a bullet and shoot one guy and say that that whole thing is finished. It is a multi-hydra-headed monster. So we require time. It may be a 30-year war, but we should give ourselves our time, chip at it one at a time. We have started it. We have done it well. Don't expect day after tomorrow things will be clean. Honey and milk will flow in the streets of Bangalore. No, this is not going to happen. Take time, but do it daily something. And things where you'll see a generation wise, you'll see a huge change. And this is a generational war.
Okay, from Malvika Gupta, why judiciary system is so slow in India compared to other countries?
Well, number of courts are very less. Number of judges are very low. And for a state like Tamil Nadu, we have one court in Chennai and one court in Madurai. Karnataka has again one in Bangalore, one in Davangere or somewhere else in North Karnataka. So a case like
but why can't we have more?
Actually, we should have 6 or 7 benches in a state like Tamil Nadu, where probably we have 3 or 4 districts covering one bench covering 3 or 4, maximum 5 districts, and we have one Supreme Court with 32 judges or 33 judges for the entire country. So I think there are something around 40 million cases pending at various levels in the trial courts, in the High Court, in the Supreme Court. And of late, what is happening is that administration does not want to take any decision. They say, we will not take any decision. Some of the IAS officers whom I meet, some of the best people say, sir, why don't you go to the court? We will help you. We will keep our mouth shut in the court. But you get an order from the court. So that tomorrow nobody will say, I have taken a decision. So these type of things are happening in our country. So obviously courts are overburdened. And we need, that is why I say judicial reforms, administrative reforms are 2 important reforms that Narendra Modi has to do. That is why I talked about the missiles also. That these 2 are the missiles that will deliver for Modi. But Modi, for some reason, has been only talking about the bomb. He has been not talking about the missiles. Unless the missile is also perfected, every bomb will actually explode in his backyard. To take the bomb to Pakistan or to China or even further, he requires better missiles. That is what we will hope and pray.
Another question, Imar. See, with regards to someone like Parambir Singh, okay, can't the center interfere in this? I mean, he's doing so much of, he's actually doing so much of manipulations and everything and lying on the face and all that. Can't the center intervene in this and, take some action against it?
They can. He is an IPS officer. He can be transferred to Lakshadweep or to Andaman Nicobar Islands as police DGP of those places or whatever is the equivalent that he should be posted at. But do you think Amit Shah is a fool? He doesn't know this. He knows this. For some good measure, he is not doing it. So sometimes, Krishna allows Shishupala to dance and make 100 mistakes and goes on counting. So Krishna also knows.
But it is at the cost of the public.
See,
so many people suffering.
But Krishna also waited. You have to understand, Shishupala also committed 100 crimes. And only after giving that long rope, then Krishna steps in and does it. Now, the question really which is intriguing me is that this chap was accommodated when the BJP was in power between 2014 and 2019. He was in Thane, he was in Maharashtra. He was not brought from Timbuktu.
That is, you're talking when
Fadnavis was there. So point is, that is why this is a nexus that goes beyond parties. This is not intra-party affair. This is extra-party affair. So this goes beyond several parties, several players, several corporates, and several corporates are interested and have a vested interest in seeing Parambir is retained there, and they may be putting some pressure on the BJP also. So all these things are to be considered. Yes, his time is up. I hope somebody somewhere sees through and takes some action. But till such time, again, we will have to mount. And I'm very glad you asked this question, because these are the questions that you need to ask and go on chipping at not only me because I'm a neutral observer. I'm irrelevantly equidistant from what's happening. But these are the questions that we need to ask BJP spokesperson, BJP leaders as to why this has not happened and when this will happen. For instance, let us take Bangalore riots. How many arrests has Bangalore police done on the Bangalore riots? This is the question that Bangaloreans need to ask the police of Bangalore, which is now under the BJP. It's no point in saying, oh, there is riots and we can't do much about it. The police has to be made accountable. The police commissioner of Bangalore has also failed us in a way.
Yeah.
Let us be clear about it. So it is no point in talking ill about Parambir alone. Again, personalities don't matter. Issues matter. We need probity in public life. We need accountability in administration. This is what we should drive at.
Yeah. The next question is from Renu. What happened to all the witnesses who were coming almost every day on Republic Day, Republic TV? All are silent now, and CBI didn't call them for statements.
How do you know that? How do you know that CBI has not called, and how do you know that they have not recorded any statement? Perhaps they were asked just to keep shut and not make a dance in the TV studios.
Yeah.
That's also a probability. And all of them are silent. You can silence one, you can silence two, but all of them were dancing in the TV channels and said that Disha called me at 8:05, I called her at 8:09, I talked to this man and that man. Now, for the last 15 days, nobody is seen. Probably CBI has told them, keep your mouth shut. We will call you, record your statement. Probably some of them have given 164 statement. We don't know. So the point is that you must learn to also trust our institutions and our mechanism. Yes, we can be scathing after a particular time, but not instantaneously. Don't pass instant justice. This is not instant tea or coffee. It takes time.
What you're talking about is basically SSRians should have patience and also trust the federal agencies.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to trust it, but maintain all the pressure. You are entitled to ask questions. You ask your question, but ask very systematically. Ask that what has happened. We would like to know, and you make it a point to see that if the professional officers of the agencies refuse to answer it, say and accept it that this is a transient one because of certain operational reasons they are silent. Don't pressurize them because this may be prejudicial to their investigation also. Hold your horses, pass your judgment at a later date. But keep the pressure on.
A question from Lakshmi G. Naya. What about the money paid by Sushant to Kwan and then later Kwan giving money to Ria every month starting from March 2019 to July 2020? Bank transaction statements are shown all over media.
Okay. What is wrong in paying Kwan? Sure, if
what
you
is
take my
Kwan?
bank...
Here, MR. What is Kwan?
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It is a bank account. It has got Aadhaar card. It has got KYC.
It is a talent agency.
Whatever it is. Why has he paid? He has paid from his account.
Yeah.
Now, let us understand. Everything you can't question. Why am I having a vibhuti here? Why am I having a specs here? No, you can't. Just because you have raised a question doesn't mean that it is a very important question. What I'm saying is, now, he has paid Kwan. Now, whether he was pressurized to pay Kwan or whether he was paying Kwan.
That is the slant of her question. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if he was pressurized to pay Kwan, now that is a very serious charge. But what is the evidence that he was pressurized? Now, only one thing is that whether Ria was operating his accounts and she had the password, and if so, whether it was done with his concurrence. If not, why did she pay? Then he didn't pay, she paid. And if she paid to Kwan, what was the reason she paid to Kwan? And again, Kwan paid back to her. These are something that the investigating agencies are looking at it. I know for a fact.
See, MR, I'll just interrupt you here. Yeah. See, because I think a lot of the people feel that, a lot of the superstars, like Amir Khan, have all been paying huge amounts to Kwan. Okay. So what is this Kwan? Why are actors paying money to Kwan? Is there some? Is it some sort of a club where they need to be a part of something? And then the Kwan being a talent agency, there are a lot of women involved in this. So is there something more? Sort of something else happening there? Okay.
Maybe.
And is there some sort of a blackmail happening? See, this is what is in people's minds.
Maybe, but believe me, this Kwan did not surface on June 13, 2020.
Yeah.
It was there. And I did some Google search also. I did not see this Kwan figuring in any negative way in any story up to 2020.
No,
and even after...
No.
Huh?
No. See, MR, the co-founder...
Just let me complete. It is not something that has hit the headline somewhere or maybe somebody has spoken. And maybe I have brushed it aside by saying that somebody was some second or third grade journalist. When I mean, I'm not meaning their character, I'm meaning of their repute or their capacity. Some small somewhere has written something negative. Now you open the media somewhere, somebody would have also written negative about me, somebody would have written negative about you. That doesn't mean that will attract attraction. But the point is, this is where I'm coming to, that all these are shady companies and they were whispered. And I'm coming now to the larger question. If you had asked me if I had gone to Bombay, for instance, I know several houses of brokers in the stock exchange who do certain shady deals.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it doesn't come till the stock exchange, some scam blows up and then you say, this guy has come. But it would have been spoken of some 6 months back that this guy is into it. For instance, S-Bank, all of us in the field of commerce knew S-Bank was doing something fishy for last 4 years till it exploded. Now, same thing would have been spoken about by Quan and the agencies would have known, but nobody has taken action. So this is, I'm not worried about Quan. There will be several Quans working now. You're worried about Quan. I'm worried about several Quans which could probably be working in Bombay or in Tamil or in Chennai or in Bangalore. So many talent agencies which are doing certain things or not doing certain things, playing with the same formula, women, sleaze, sex, money laundering, all sorts of things could be happening. So what I'm actually worried about, and I'm again and again laboring on to impress upon this audience, is that please, for heaven's sake, don't look at personalities, look at issues. Once you start looking at issues, why did the name of Quan not surface prior to July, August in a big way? That question is answered by the fact that it is a huge network of people. Again, we go back to the cabal. Again, you go back to the matrix of the entire set of players. That each one, it's a spaghetti bowl, it's a hydra-headed monster, the same set of answers. Point here is that we have to slay this monster. One may be, I am frankly, I have not looked into a balance sheet. My mind is trained to look at papers, documents, evidences, then comment about it. But I am looking now today from a larger perspective as a father, as somebody socially responsible, that this has to be slayed. This monster needs to be slayed. Let us all work towards that. And in that, slaying Quan could be one aspect of it. One dimension.
MR, coming to a very big issue that everybody is worried about is child trafficking. Okay, and in Bollywood itself, there are a lot of stars who have NGOs which are running not only drug trafficking but also child prostitution. And see, at the center, they are not taking it seriously. Every day, even the Home Minister of Mumbai, of Maharashtra, was saying that so many children, about 250 children, are kidnapped every day, and mostly girls. Okay, so these reports are coming out in the paper. It's coming out in the paper. Neither is the, I mean, I don't know about the state government, but why is the center, especially when you have a woman minister like Smriti Irani sitting there, why are they not taking this as top priority and fast tracking these things? I mean, good children from good families are just being kidnapped and put into this flesh trade. It is horrifying. I mean, if you go into that area, they are not only using them for sex, but also for organ transplant.
All sorts of things are happening.
And, so why is the center not taking as much action as it should in this?
See, again, law and order is a state subject. This comes under a law and order. Technically speaking, center has a very limited role to play, except that it may not, once it comes into cross-border organ trafficking, it may probably interfere. Before that, it cannot interfere. And most of these are done with connivance again of hospitals, doctors. Again, there is a political mafia nexus. Well, this is a very sorry state of affairs that young children, especially women, young women and girls, are used for flesh trade. So you cannot expect all problems of 70, 80 years. Some of these are more than 150 years. Some of these are 1,000 years old to be settled in 1 or 2 terms by Narendra Modi. So let us also be realistic about our expectation. One man, one government, one vote, and you think that he has to clean everything. This is not possible. So that is why I always
But
put
these
myself
ministers
into.
are assigned. These ministers are assigned for different areas. It doesn't
Yes.
mean that Narendra Modi has to interfere in everything. There are
Yes.
ministers who should be capable enough to look after all these things.
Yes, but having said that, as I said, many of these ministers have still not yet delivered results, and the competency quotient of the Narendra Modi government is perhaps matching that of the first central government headed by Pandit Nehru post elections. So they are perhaps overawed by the situation. They don't know what is to be done. They have not a proper agenda. Like what you say, there was never an agenda about women or organ trafficking by BJP or RSS in a very serious way. So you have to build capacities. It is not, we can talk about how to do it. You ask me, I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. Probably you don't have an answer. How to do it? How do you actually tackle? That means networks have to be built. Intelligence networks have to be built. Now you have to tackle who is the wholesaler, who is the retailer, where do they catch, how do they catch young girls, how do they kidnap, what is the threat that flows in all states, look at the central agency, then say that how is it happening in Sikkim, how is it happening in Kerala. So how do you match these two data facts and come to a conclusion, this is what it is. All these things are probably not missing. Now let us take even something as serious as, say, external affairs. Now I have nothing against Jaishankarji. He's a brilliant man, but he's not a politician in the true sense of the term. Now supposing you had asked somebody in BJP what should be the view of India with, say, ASEAN countries. Now, ASEAN countries, they will say, look is policy in vague motherhood statements. We have Narsimha Rao ji ne bola tha, look is ASEAN to bade bada hai, isme itna kuch kar sakte hai, we should join hands, all these things. But there are so many nitty-gritties into it, whether you do, trade, how do you do with politics, how do you encircle China. There are some countries which are still favorably amongst ASEAN, which is linked to China. Some are linked to Japan. How do you draw those who are not tilted towards China, towards yourself? I'm not saying it, government of India today, thanks to Jaishankar, may have it. But within the BJP, whether there is enough talent to look into all these things. I'm only giving you an example to say that these are all very specialized subjects. These are not simple law and order problem. This requires detailed analysis of data, facts. Somebody who is passionate towards it may be perhaps required to assist Smriti ji. This is where BJP is lacking. This is where the feedback of experts, feedback of well-intended. See, I may be passionate about a subject. I may not have the energy or the knowledge. Somebody may have the knowledge but not the energy. So somebody, the party has to take those two people, one for actually being the megaphone, one for actually being the input provider, and try to give it to the party. This party thinks that Aham Brahmasmi, I have all the knowledge. Once I become the minister, I know everything. So all of you just wait, we will deliver, Modi ji kar denge. So the answer for all these things by any minister is, Modi ji ko humne bol diya, karenge. So all that they say is, this is the answer. So these are serious subjects. I'm very glad that you asked this question. And this is, I have gone to the root of the matter.
Yeah. A question from Anita Christabel Ramswamy is that already the evidence were erased by the time CBI stepped into Sushant case, with almost 2 months now. As a common man, so many are following this case. How do you assure us that CBI will find evidence? This is, I think,
a tricky thing. As I said, if the CBI does not find enough evidence, it will go the Arushi murder case, Arushi Talwar case. But if I don't write off the CBI as of yet, because CBI is doing its job. But let us also understand, CBI is not God. It cannot roll back time. It cannot create an evidence. It has to forensically trace out evidence. If the evidences are not traceable, it's a very thin, narrow compass of argument that I'm putting across. I hope it's very nuanced and I hope you will appreciate it. That if BJP is able, the CBI is able to ferret out these details, is able to marshal out evidences, I think Sushant will have justice if he has been murdered. But if it is not, I think this will go the Arushi Talwar case. So let us wait and see and pray. This is beyond CBI's capacity. We have to hope that the divine intervention is there somewhere and some evidences actually explode before some officer and is able to take it. This is where we have to pray for the divine.
Yeah, Emma, just one question. See, if somehow, do you also feel the way I feel about the SSR case, that they worked meticulously to hide everything, to botch up everything, and to make sure that the body is not there and everything is wiped out before, the Mumbai police stepped out of the scene?
I share your same feeling, but that's where I think the lawyer in me is slightly agitated. See, again, a police force is not a uniform police force. There is nothing called one police force. There are several people who are, some are honest, some are patriotic, some are they may be what they are in the personal life, but they are fiercely professional. Some are scoundrels in police. So the police is also public and the society. So what I've seen from the police also is that there will be some honest policeman who has done his job.
Yes.
And he may at some point in time, probably CBI is dialoguing with some of these policemen now. And asking them to tell what has happened and how it has happened. Though I'm only speculating. So some policemen could probably say that this is what he has, and he has kept some evidences all separated, and this is what he feels. So this will how it will actually unfold. But if that man does not talk at the right time, and for whatever reason the Lord doesn't allow him to speak, then again we have to accept that this case will lead to a dead end. But I'm very confident that somewhere somebody will speak. That is why I don't feel that this is a botched up case as of now, though the probability exists. I will still wait and see what happens until CBI completes its investigation.
Thank you, MR. And just before you leave, can you just give some advice to the SSRians, because they really look up to experts like you for not only advice, but what to do next. So if you could give them some advice.
As I said, 3-point formula. Don't get agitated about what the agencies are doing. They are doing their job. Keep the pressure and pray that this should lead to a logical conclusion. Prayer and keep the pressure. The 2 P's, I would say. And have the belief that the agencies are competent. Don't pass outlandish comments that CBI is incompetent or ED has no role or why did NCB is good for nothing. All these things can wait. Wait for the judgment and judgment date. Let us wait till the whole thing comes in. This is the beginning. This has to see, it is very easy for CBI to write a charge sheet and say that XYZ has committed this murder, and that man will immediately come. Please understand, the man who is going to be charged is going to be defended by the best known lawyers in criminal law in this country. So CBI versus the best known lawyers will actually be the test of CBI's competency. So let us not believe that this game is over the day charge sheet is filed. So please keep the pressure, but don't let yourself to come to any conclusion. Don't feel dejected. Have faith in the divine. The divine will show its way.
Thank you, MR. And we'll invite you again once more later as we go forward. Good night.
I also
thank
have
you.
To rush to another call at 9:30.
I know where exactly.
No. Today, no, because I have some professional engagement. So I had to postpone it to 9:30. Thank you, Meena. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Namaste.
Same here. Good night.